everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at my 00 gauge Percy. So, Percy was made out of the GWR Shunter by JS5 5000. I chose Percy to be my first model in my fleet as he was pretty simple, just a 3D printed shell painted up and put onto a chassis. However, I didn't take into account the way the motor is placed onto the chassis. For those that don't know, the Hornby Pug motor is placed on the back of the chassis, meaning it goes into the cab. Now, to take the Pug body off of the chassis, you need to snip the wires. I didn't notice until my friend LBSC71 told me, basically. So I had my stepdad solder the wires back on together, and he's been perfectly fine ever since. Another thing was the cylinder cover, as the valve gear on the Pug is covered by this thing. I took it off, but that ended up bending the valve gear a little bit. I've mostly fixed it now, but I feel like the valve gear being a little bit bent is probably why Percy is not the best runner in my collection. Now here he is as I first completed him in September 2022. Now, he's a pretty good model, but he's not the Percy that I really want, as Percy is based off of 1338 in my series. So about a few months later, I did some cosmetic work to make him look more like 1338. The first thing I did was cut off his sandboxes and replace them with, well, whatever these are. And I also added a funnel from a 2022 Wind Railway Rosie on the top of the dome to create the safety valve. And the bell is a 3D printed Canadian bell I got off of eBay. And it is also the same bell I used for my Wind Railway Percy. And I also added some card to the bottom of the buffer beam to give it that more 1338 look. Now there's a few things I do want to change on him, like his handrails, because currently his handrails are all paper clips. And I also want to give him nameplates, as if you follow me on DeviantArt, you would know that Percy in my series has Percival nameplates. And I do also want to change the number out with an actual transfer, as right now it's just printed out on paper. That is pretty much all I have to say about the build process of Percy. Now enjoy some footage of him running, and this is Alice, signing out.